Hey, check out what I just made out of a vehicle coil spring. Let's get this forge set up. This is the half a final drive for a TD25 dozer. We will be using that for an anvil. This box I cut, went ahead and cut a hole right here and a hole right here. Now this electrical box is galvanized. Have to make sure it's burned off before we actually breathe any of the smoke. And I've got a 1/2 inch metal tube. It just comes from the Home Depot and it's capped. Screw the cap on. Right through that hole like that. And you got about this much sticking out. Now you can see, kind of staggered the holes a little bit, just so it's not all blowing straight up. It's blowing both ways because you want that air to make sure it gets around to all the charcoal. Just enough to pretty much just keep the pipe from rolling. It'll also give a good base for those coals. We got just a little battery powered air pump for air mattresses and things like that. And then put a little duct tape to keep the air going in the pipe and to keep everything sturdy. Little bonfire here. Got the real big charcoal here. It's gonna take a little while to get a good bed of coals started. I brought with me this. It's a package of vehicle bodywork hammers, but these will help fine tune the knife. And a blacksmith's hammer. Now we're looking at making a 18-inch knife. I measured this out. It's a little bit over 18 inches. That'll give us something to work with. He uses just a coil spring, but as you can see, it's probably about 1/3 of an inch wide. Go ahead and put it in there and start letting it heat up. While I'm waiting on that to heat up, I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea. There's nothing more He-Man than making a cup of tea right there on a forge. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Contrary to popular belief, this is my first time to run a forge. Oh. I was worried that this little pump wouldn't be enough to get the metal hot enough, but as you can see, it is turning red. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm able to hammer it out, so. And get a little bit of milk and honey in there. It's all mixed up in there. That's good. Got a couple of eggs in there. Let those boil for about 15 minutes. And since the end of it's cool enough and sticking out of the fire, I need to grab it by hand. It's not hot. And my batteries are running dead. Gotta swap them out. There we go. As early as Genesis 4:22, we hear of Tubal-Cain. He was just 7 generations from Adam, and he was a worker of all things in bronze and iron. So, you know, it's really eye-opening on how early man was metalworking and working in iron. I mean, the whole Stone Age, cavemen, that never happened. The stone tools we see, it just means that they were using the tools that they had available. All right, these eggs should be ready. Yep. Pour just a little bit of cold water on them. Helps them shell a little bit easier. It also cools them down so they don't burn your hands when you're shelling them. When you're boiling eggs, you can really tell where the air pocket is. There's always an air pocket in eggs, and it's formed so the chick can breathe when it's hatching. You know, what would have happened to the first chick that didn't evolve the bone on its bill, on its beak, to be able to break through that eggshell and get out? So according to evolution, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Two boiled eggs, a little bit of mustard and ketchup and buffalo sauce. You got a little salt in this corner. It cooked really well. That's good. I feel just like a Western blacksmith. You reckon you can shoe my horse for me? Well, it may not be completely done yet as far as I would like to get it forage-wise, but I'm working on the last of my batteries for that, and it's not gonna hold out much longer, and I've got to get it tempered. So what we're doing right now is we have it sitting in there, and we're gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then we'll plunge it into the water down there. I definitely know that the forage is working, but one thing I would change is the air pump, because I just burned up probably $15 in batteries within a few hours of getting this done, and it wasn't really strong enough. I would have liked a little bit more airflow, but I like the forage so far. It's about the right size, and it seems to be working. Now, one thing you can see is it did warp the blade. The main thing is making sure it doesn't crack. And so far we look good. Alrighty. A little bit warped. Well, evidently I did something wrong because it broke. I don't know what I did wrong. It was either in the tempering or the hardening or the liquid that I used to cool it down. Now this is probably not the way you're supposed to do it because it broke, but we put a lot of work into this. So let's try to make a knife out of this. Not exactly orthodox, but let's try it. We got a belt sander, and we're gonna sand this down, see if we can get it better shape, and sand these edges down into a blade. That's the blade. Now all we have to do is get it cut down so we can put a handle on it. Right there. Just like that. Now we just need to shape the handle. A little bit ugly, but ready to sharpen up. All right, now let's sharpen this up. It's crude, it's ugly, but it's the first knife I ever forged. So hopefully next time, be a little bit better. But it does cut paper, and it is a knife. It's made out of metal, and it was made on a forge.
What do you think about my knife?